Hello gunners, welcome to another video, and today, it's a pretty decent one. I think I'm very happy with the news that has come out over the course of the last 24 to 48 hours. We need to discuss it for sure, but before I begin, if you are new here, please hit the subscribe and the like as well. And of course, a massive shout out to the guys at Dragon Jersey. If you want to get yourself a football kit, past, present, they're the place for you. You can use code Fanatics for 10% off. I really do recommend them. But let's just get straight into the good news. I think that's what we're all for, and it is William Saliba has agreed a new 5-year deal. Wow, that is incredible news. I think keeping these players is big for Arsenal. I think above everyone, above the signings we've made, keeping the players that we have means so much, because it shows not only to the rest of the clubs in Europe, but it shows to us fans that these players believe in the project. Because I know a lot, and I mean a lot, of Arsenal fans are absolutely frustrated with Mikel Arteta. I made a video yesterday talking about how Arsenal fans have gone crazy. A lot of you came for me and were like, no, that's not the case. We're tired of Arteta being boring. I get that. You can all have your opinions. But I think William Saliba signing a new contract sends the bigger message to us as Arsenal fans that, these players believe in the project. They believe they can win stuff with Mikel Arteta. They genuinely do. You wouldn't have Saliba committing 5 years to 2030 with Real Madrid interested. And that's the funny thing, because Real Madrid apparently are devastated with the news that Saliba has signed a new contract, because they really felt that they could have got him. You see Mbappe on my thumbnail. He was one of the people trying to really push Saliba to come to Real Madrid. We know how much of a powerhouse Real Madrid is. And I think all us Arsenal fans, the ones that are frustrated with Arteta, would turn around and be like, this is what we meant if Saliba went to Real Madrid, because it's the pinnacle of football. They win stuff. Arsenal haven't got into the habit of winning stuff. But William Saliba essentially rejected the advances of Mbappe, telling everyone in Real Madrid that Saliba can come, saying it would be perfect for him to come to Real Madrid. All of those things, William Saliba had him in his ear. I'm sure other people at Real Madrid in his ear, French people, everyone. You could imagine how much pressure there was externally, internally from people to get him to go to Real Madrid. And they would have used the argument that Arsenal haven't won anything, that things aren't moving forward under Mikel Arteta. But he still signed for 5 more years. I mean, look at Liverpool and their situation with Konate. They're shocked, the fans, the pundits, they're shocked that William Saliba has committed to such a long-term deal, because they feel as though Arsenal aren't progressing as much as the players think they are. And that is the big thing. Konate really doesn't want to sign a new contract at Liverpool. Real Madrid are eyeing him over Saliba, not because Saliba, was too expensive, or that Saliba, they couldn't attain him, because Saliba chose Arsenal. That's the only reason that Real Madrid are going for Konate over Saliba. And obviously, you will say in 5 years' time, Saliba will be, 27, 28 years old? And people will say Real Madrid will come knocking then. I think we can all agree, if William Saliba wins 3 or 4 major trophies across his Arsenal career, or even more than that, he's happy to go at 27. I'm happy for him to go, because I believe that footballers deserve the opportunity to play for their dream clubs. And to be honest, Real Madrid is still the dream club. And great, maybe at the end of this contract, he looks at himself and be like, I want to stay here for my career. I'd absolutely love it, but I'm not going to be shameful at Saliba if we get to that stage 5 years down the line and he wants a new challenge after winning everything with us. And even if we don't win anything, he's still committed for that length of time. That's absolutely huge. Genuinely is. William Saliba, one of the best defenders in the world, and for me, when Van Dijk retires, he'll be the best defender in the world, has committed to Arsenal Football Club. And I mentioned the fans getting an eye-opener through this. I mentioned other clubs in Europe seeing that Arsenal players are still really involved in this project. But what I haven't mentioned is the pundits' reactions. They're all in shock, by the way. They didn't believe that William Saliba and all of these names would sign on. Gabriel signed on in the summer, I think it was this summer. And they committed themselves to Arsenal until the foreseeable future for 5 years. I think Gabriel's till 2029, Saliba till 2030. Sensible deals, and they both deserve it, by the way. It's not just like we're just giving it to them because they're big players and all of that. These players have performed to such a high level that these contracts are so deserved. Genuinely, really deserved. Like, I don't think any Arsenal fan can look around and say, I don't want Saliba to commit. I don't want Gabriel to commit. You'd be absolutely crazy if you're in that sort of part of Arsenal fans that wouldn't want Saliba and Gabriel committing. I really genuinely believe you would have gone a little bit crazy, and maybe you do need to check up on yourself a little bit. But for sure, it has rocked Europe. It's rocked everybody that it's done. You know, David Ornstein revealed it, and Fabrizio Romano as well. It's massive for us, and I think the most exciting thing is from the top sources is that Berta isn't done there. He wants to nail down Bukayo Saka, and that's going to be crazy. You know, getting Bukayo Saka down for an extra 5 years as well, like William Saliba, I think both their contracts end in 2 years, is what we need. We genuinely need that. Getting Saliba and Saka, probably with Declan Rice, our best three players, knocked down for a while, is a message to Europe. It's a message to the rest of the squad as well. It's a message to the transfer market, because look, ultimately, Arsenal in a couple of years, or the next couple of years, are going to be fighting for biggest players in the transfer market. I think that's without a shadow of a doubt. No matter if we come second again or go close again, we'll always be in the mix for the biggest of players. And I think the biggest motivation for somebody to join the club is how serious Arsenal were acting. Think about how we were under Edu and how indecisive we were in the transfer market. I think Edu would have probably only done a 3-year deal for Saliba and been silly like that. But look, we're acting serious. Like, if you're looking at the best players out there right now, they can look at Arsenal as a destination club because they're seeing Saliba. Oh, 28, 29, he sees himself at Arsenal. Saka as well, 28, 29, he's seeing himself at Arsenal. Gabriel as well, as he's aging, he's seeing 30 to 31 to 32 at Arsenal. And I think Declan Rice, as well as another player that Arsenal are looking towards extending to. I think Hand of Ozil, Hand of Arsenal, that source said something about Declan Rice being another player on top of Saka. So we're moving fast, we're wanting these contracts done because we understand that football, it can change in an instant. And I think the players are ready to commit. I think I remember seeing an interview between William Saliba and the guys at AFTV, and Saliba saying, I want to stay. There has been so many moments of him kissing the badge. All of these are such good moments, you know. And this is what I say to Arsenal fans. Be excited. I literally see no reason for any of us not to be excited for the future. If our players are excited for the future, why can't you watching? Why can't I be excited for the future? It's genuinely really exciting. It really is. And I know it's frustrating. You want to win titles. You want to batter teams left, right and centre. But I think let this season run. You know, I think we win something big this year. I genuinely think we do. And I'm not just saying this because I'm too positive. I never want to see the other side of things, as many people say. I'm saying this because I believe it. I believe the players believe as well. They just believe in Arteta and everything that's going on. And that's absolutely crucial. But before I do end off this video, I want to just say really sad news regarding Billy Vigor, who has unfortunately passed away. Former Arsenal Academy star, centre forward. Seemed like a really good guy from what people and players around Haaland have been putting on their social medias, and Arsenal of course have posted about it. Such a shame the way in which it happened, you know, the safety at these lower league grounds and stadiums, having a concrete wall there, it is really devastating. So rest in peace to him, condolences to his family. But that is it for now, and until next time, peace.